Been doing a deep dive on the passport bros phenomenon, and here's an insight that a lot of people miss. The way these men are leaving their own countries to go to lower income countries to find wives, and they say that it's because the women there are more feminine and they really value femininity in a woman. They say that the women in their own countries, they're not as feminine anymore, they're masculine, and they just don't want that in a partner. But then I look around me, my neighbors, my friends, and a lot of the women here are feminine, they're beautiful, they have a soft feminine aura, they treat their men well, they cook, they clean, they do everything. And then I realized that I'm in a high income neighborhood and their husbands, they're high earners. This just highlights how femininity has become a luxury in the US. Because it has become a luxury that a lot of men cannot afford, they go to places where femininity is the norm and not luxury. And that's okay, good for them. Bottom line is, if you're a feminine woman, you get the best pick of men in any society. Whether you're an American woman in the US or a foreign woman.
Just check out how condescending she is. She is acting all high and mighty while subtly calling passport brothers broke and that they cannot afford a feminine woman in the West. Which is really funny because, in my book, the moment you have to pay for femininity, you are dealing with a prostitute. And the worst part in all of this, is that, these women always try to make it look like, living out of the US, is equal to poverty. These women are so condescending that they will not hesitate to disrespect a group of people just to make themselves feel good. Yes. The US is on another level when it comes to earning, but when we start to talk about affordability of life, living abroad is actually economically wise. I have been alive long enough to know that, projecting is what narcissists do best. These women know that the brothers got the means, that's why they can travel. But, good for her for recognizing that Western women's femininity can be bought. What remains is for her to recognize that, it is because of that fact that, Western men are going overseas, and that men in other countries don't want anything serious with Western women.
My take on passport bros as an American who's lived in the Philippines for 2 years is that most Filipino women who are dating foreigners, they know English very well. They're smart, they're not uneducated, they definitely know what's going to happen and what's going on, and they know the expectations of what a possible marriage might entail. The part where I get a little worried is I've seen a lot of passport bros be, first of all, predators as young as 13 years old, and second of all, they seem very, very hurt and just like really jaded towards American women and kind of controlling and just really aggressive. So that would be something to consider as well if you want that type of personality as a partner. And also, when people move to the US, they have a foreign spouse. Sometimes, not always, sometimes that foreign spouse is isolated, doesn't have very good connection. So if anything were to be bad or if they would need any help, I'm just worried that some people might not have the resources to get the appropriate help or support or community they need.
First of all, passport brothers are not looking for a partner, they are looking for wives. Women who know their role as women. A woman who can take care of the house, want to have kids and take care of her kids and her husband, a woman who can be a man's cheerleader, a woman who is honorable and dependable, and who knows how to reciprocate and appreciate what is given to her. Passport brothers are not looking for promiscuous, entitled, and disrespectful beings who think that they should be given the best just because they have a pulse. And again, the shaming, and the bad faith. She is using a strawman of an argument and try to paint the brothers as predators. Don't get me wrong, they are people like that, male and female. But, since she is so worried about those women, and following her logic, wouldn't that mean that, Western women are already fully established predators? Because, not only their own men are leaving to seek elsewhere, but, men in other parts of the world are not lining up to deal with them.
But, I don't care who you guys marry, if it's a foreigner or not. Obviously, I'm married to a foreigner myself. But I think there are just some parts to be cautious about. And then also just remember, a lot of American women have had really bad experiences with men. So when they see like that kind of rough personality go into another country and having women there, they might just be a little upset or triggered because they don't want women to experience things that they have also experienced. So that's my take.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
So, she is married to a foreigner, but she has concerns about Western women marrying foreign women. Classic example of, rules for thee not for me. Let's make a little prayer for the poor soul who thought that it was a good idea to marry her. Amen. When an American woman says that she had bad experiences with men, 6 times out of 10, the men were not allowing them to take control of their lives and dictate them how they should spend their money. 3 times out of 10, those women purposefully got together with men that they damn well knew were not good, but they thought that they could fix them. Spoiler alert, they couldn't and got what the situation was bound to give. And the last part are women who have actually been in bad situations, but you don't see those women acting all high and mighty on TikTok. The thing is that, Western women want to have power over men's reproductive ability. They see men as retirement plans after they done whoring themselves out.
I don't blame men also for looking, if they've really tried to find a woman here and they can't find one, I don't blame them for looking elsewhere. Because we have a certain level of, I guess I want to call it, what's the word I'm looking for? Privilege. We have a certain level of privilege over here in the U.S. that some people, some women abuse. And, you know, in that fact, they end up abusing who they're with. And they want to get everything and they don't want to give anything. But that's been going on for a while. You know, and I think where we really need to come to the bottom line and where we really need to come to an accord with men and women is that we need to understand that it's not always about what you can get, but it's about what you can give to somebody else. And I don't mean just things. I mean things that you can't put a dollar amount on. And that's something, you know, somebody that really cares about you, that has your back through thick and thin, that isn't about money, that cares about your well-being, that you can trust, you know, because nowadays, you know, if you can't trust the person that you're with, you shouldn't be with that person.
Everything she said is true. The Western woman is the most privileged person in human history. And, it is not like she worked for it. That privilege is the result of men's sacrifice, but somehow, the Western woman is also the most ungrateful, entitled, and disrespectful person in human history. The vast majority of Western women view marriage as a retirement plan and children as the assurance of a bigger severance package after they are done using the man. Again, Western men are going overseas to find wives, but men in other parts of the world are not lining up to make wives out of Western women. Tells you who is the problem. That will be it for this video. Thanks for watching, like the video, let me know what you think in the comments section, and a sub to the channel will be awesome. Take care, till next time.